Thank God it's Monday. Is it thank God it's Monday? Do we even know? But we're glad that it's Monday. It's a beautiful, beautiful Monday on this side of the radio. And today is the 15th day of December 2025. It's a beautiful morning to be alive. It's a beautiful day to be alive. We're just so glad. We're smack into the third week of December. Next week basically is Christmas. Just in case you didn't know, I'm telling you the next week is Christmas. But most importantly, to contribute to the festive cheer, for parents to be able to help their children have fun this Christmas. Women Radio 91.7, we are going to be having 7 magical days of Santa with Santa at Women Radio. So we'll bring your children from Thursday the 18th to Wednesday the 24th of December 2025, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. You'll be able to take pictures with Santa. Your children will be able to take pictures with Santa. They'll get a special gift as well from Santa. They'll meet Santa live in person. They get this one I love the most. They'll get to speak to their friends and family on radio. Oh, hello, good morning. My name is Nene. My name is Tunde. I want to wish my mommy a Merry Christmas. Yeah. That's what we are going to be doing. And I'm just so excited. So come, bring your friends and family, bring your children. It's just for shikini money. It's just 2,000 naira. All right, with that being said, once again, good morning. You're tuned into Women Radio 91.7 FM, the voice of women, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. My name is Fumi Bangala. We are now in the newspaper review segment of the full breakfast show this morning. We've got a lot to talk about. We're expecting our in-house analyst to join us very, very shortly. But before we get into that, let's go into the headlines this morning. A lot of things were happening, a lot of things were catching my eye, and I was just like, God, when are we going to see small sunshine? But we're just going to be hopeful. That's what we're going to do, to be hopeful. But before we even get to the headlines, what are your plans for Christmas? We already told you what our own plans for Christmas over here at Women Radio. But you, what are your own plans for Christmas? Me, I have quite a few things up my sleeve. My sister's getting married this season. So that one I'm excited for. I'm going to be doing Yayawo. So yes, that one makes me excited. What else again? I have an event, my own event that's happening at the end of the month. I'm excited for that. What else do I have for this Christmas? Oh, one of my aburos is having, a jazz evening, so I need to even pay for it. I need to get into that one. I will go for that one as well. I'll be hanging with friends and family. It's a full house. So yeah, that one will be there as well. Then I'm going to send my children off to their grandparents at some point for them to enjoy life. Viva da loca. The only maybe downside to the Christmas celebrations is that my domestic help is leaving. She said she's coming back, fingers crossed. But yeah, that's what is happening for me during. I'm sure there's other things I'm doing this Christmas. Oh, there's Carol at my church on Wednesday. I'm excited for that one too. What else again? I'm trying to remember. I know there's quite a few things that I'm going to go for. I intend to live life to the fullest this December. I'm just particularly excited about this Christmas. I don't know what makes this one different, but I just feel that Christmas cheer, that Christmas joy, and I'm hoping that you feel the same way. And like I always say, you don't have to break the bank accounts. You don't have to break the bank to be able to have a great Christmas celebration. No, you don't. All you just have to do is find little ways to have fun. And like I will keep saying it, there's a way to have fun with shaking money at Women Radio. So bring your kids, bring your nephews, bring your nieces, and let them have, some fun. Then for food, you don't have to break the bank as well. Whatever you have at home, provide and tell the children this is what we got. But maybe what you can do is maybe set the table instead. If normally everybody just eats anywhere, maybe put a mat on the floor, tell them it's a picnic. I mean, there's a million and one ways that you can create festivity around your house. I've still not bought my own Christmas trio. What are we going to do about that now? But hopefully I will get into it this week, even though this week is really busy for me. But hopefully I get into it this week to be able to buy, the Christmas tree. With that being said, yeah, that's it. I always come correct with advice for you. Anyway, Let's get into headlines this morning because I'm just like, for me, can you get to the point? I've gotten to the point. That's part of the point. Okay, starting off with the Punch newspaper, car imports rebound, hit one trillion naira in 9 months. We also have in the Punch newspaper presidency opposition clash over alleged weaponizing of EFCC. That's been going on, for quite a while. But you know what, let's just keep it moving. Petrol price war turns dirty as Dangote attacks NMDPRA boss. I took a read. I think we are going to talk about this morning. I read it and I was just like, God, I beg. Because when I was seeing the details, okay, let's move on to the Guardian newspaper. And in the Guardian newspaper, we have 4 trillion naira power sector debt fiscally unsustainable, says the CPPE. Next up, we have Buhari's legacy on trial as Emefiele ex-ministers face 3.5 trillion graft probe. Top. Federal government bans admission transfer of students into SS3 and special centers. This one I agree with. Let me give you a short story. When I was in GSS3, my parents had to move schools. So my mom is an educationist and she found a better offer somewhere. She used to work with the government, took a break, resigned from the government, then took a break, and then she joined private practice. And at the school, she had asked if she could bring her kids along. And so my mom brought myself and my brother. And in the school that she moved us to at that time, you were not allowed that. So entries could never happen in exam classes. I'm talking GSS3 or SS3. I was already in GSS3 at the school that I was in. I was in GSS3 first term. You will not believe that my parents were okay with me going back a year. I'm not joking. Not because I failed, but because the school's standards or school's principles were that students could not be allowed into exam classes in GSS3. And to be fair, I see the point of it because it depends on where you're coming from. If the school you're coming from, they're not up there educationally, academically. If you're now coming to the school, into the exam class, they already have what they're working with. Like they already maybe destined, is it destined? That's not the word. I'm looking for the word. They've already, what's the word? I can't find it. They've said, okay, we are going to have 10 A's and 10 B's and maybe 2 C's from our 10 students. You are coming, they don't know where you're coming from. If you come, my bad results, so they don't want that. So I sort of understand why, I agree why, admission should be banned. I didn't like it that I had to go back 1 year, but it is what it is here. I mean, so I went back 1 year and I had to be in the same class with my younger brother. It was good. So ever since then, myself and my brother, we typically do things together. 1 year between us, so people always thought we were twins. They've always thought we were twins, but when we now entered the same class, they were like, yeah, this was our twins for sure. So that's that from the Guardian newspaper. Moving over to the This Day newspaper, we have opposition leaders raise the alarm, accuse the federal government of plotting one-party state. We are going to get into that this morning because this is a conversation that we've actually been having. Like, are we about to move into a one-party state? Dangote MD, we've talked about this one already. NMDPRA CEO must be probed, prosecuted for graft, economic sabotage. Next up is the Daily Trust. BOIHQ moves to Eco Atlantic, and that draws scrutiny. Yeah. Next up in the Daily Trust, we have pushback as Tinubu's ADC becomes Brigadier General. I did take a quick read at this, and I actually want our analyst to talk about it. I think he has joined. And when I read it, I was like, because in my mind, I'm thinking, are people's concerns and fears now valid? Because according to the article, we don't operate a military system of government. Why is he being installed as a brigadier general? Anyway, we move on to the last headline in the Daily Trust. Tinubu doesn't control EFCC. Presidency replies opposition leaders. As we get closer to 2026, 2027, we'll be seeing a lot of, these tensions, these accusations flying left, right, and center. And you know that over here, Women Radio, one thing that we'll bring to you is accurate news. I will bring the gist to you, basically. So yeah, let's start keep our eyes peeled. In the Vanguard newspaper, we have allegations of a terrorist, and this person is naming two former governors as the ones fueling insecurity. Next up, we have Vanguard newspaper. In the Vanguard newspaper, seized C-130 aircraft, 11 soldiers yet to be released in Burkina Faso, says the federal government. If you recall, there was an attempted coup, beg your pardon, in Guinea-Bissau, and they had asked in Guinea-Bissau, and there was an attempted coup as well in Benin. Benin had reached out to the Nigerian government to help them, to say, please, please, please help us. But then what's been happening is the aircraft had gone over the Burkina Faso's airspace and they grounded it. So these soldiers are yet to be released. That's basically what it is. Also in the Vanguard newspaper, we have alleged Christian genocide, US, Nigeria, close to finalizing strategic framework on insecurity, says Riley Moore. Next up, or finally in the Vanguard newspaper, we have Atiku Obi, Mark Oyegun to Tinubu, Nigeria must not become one party state. Premium Times, we have ECOWAS leaders meet, vow to be proactive against coups. ICPC recovers 7.44 billion naira, $2.35 million in 2025, says the chair. In the Nation newspaper, we have 11 survive private plane crash in Kano. This is great news. I was happy to say this. ECOWAS to establish joint counterterrorism force to tackle terrorism and insecurity. Next up, we have in the Cable newspaper. Now we have some details. I did say we're going to get into it, but the Cable is giving us details. NMDPRA CEO paid $5 million fees to Swiss secondary schools for 4 of his children, Dangote alleges. Now we move on to opposition leaders accuse federal government of politicizing anti-graft agencies. Finally, in the daily, not finally, sorry, we still have 3 to go. In the Daily Post, we have Nigerian government bans admission transfer into SS3 class, and we talked about this earlier. Taraba Governor Kefa's received APC membership card. Next up in the Tribune newspaper, we have corruption, federal government developing AI platform targeting hidden wealth, assets verification, says CCB chairman. Finally, in the Tribune, we have 1/3 of Nigeria's workforce will no longer pay tax from 2026, says Oedili. Okay, we'll keep our eyes peeled for that and our ears. Finally, the national dailies this morning, pen pushing newspaper, we have police nab mortuary attendant over organ harvesting in Edo State. Finally, we have gas explosion, got 3-bedroom flat in Kwara State. So there you have it. Those are the headlines this morning. The phone lines will open shortly. We are live on YouTube as well. So you want to quickly go on YouTube to see, okay, I want to actually see them visually. When you go at WFM 917, you can also listen to us on the go, www.wfm917.com. When our phone lines are open, I'll read out the phone lines. But for now, let's welcome the Honorable Analyst for this morning, Emmanuel Olonade. Good morning, Emmanuel. How are you?
Hi, good for me. Good morning, and how are you doing this morning? And I do hope you had a restful and a good weekend. I believe it was fun-filled, and you actually enjoyed yourself.
No, I didn't have a restful weekend. My weekend was really busy. So no, it was not restful. If I'm going to be factual and honest, no, it wasn't. But I tried, to just, I think I dozed off at some point when I was doing all the things I was doing over the weekend. But restful, what is rest? But rest is for the week. The way I say sleep is for the week. But yeah. How are you? How was your weekend?
Well, it was good, and good to be here again this morning, and good to see that we're all doing good, and Nigeria is still Nigeria.
Yes, and Christmas is next week.
Yeah, that's the irony. Someone told me that Christmas is next week. I'm like, Christmas is next week. Oh no, I feel like I don't see all the groove or the change in weather, everything that we do see back then when we were much younger.
Oh yeah, it's still so hot.
It just looks like normal, not normal. I just feel like I'm not feeling the Christmas in the air like we usually do as kids. Maybe because I don't have
Yeah,
Christmas clothes, I don't have Christmas shoe, and I'm not looking forward to Christmas chicken, life of an adult. So I think at this point, I'm not feeling it in there like that. But Christmas will come and
I
go,
feel you.
and we'll still be here. So we just have to make the best use of the celebration and show love, because that's the essence of Christmas. And I think one thing
Absolutely.
that we are lacking as society now is we need to show love. If leaders love the followers, they will not embezzle public funds. And love is the
Yep.
greatest commandment. Love your neighbor as yourself. 8 times it was repeated in the New Testament. And I think at this point, the essence of Christmas is not only the eating of chicken, jollof rice, pounded yam, and drinking of everything possible. It is for us to just look back, reflect, and ensure that we live in a world where we show love to each other and we also care for each other. So I hope the essence of Christmas will be felt, even if the weather is not showing us, or the environment or the economy is not showing us it's Christmas. Christmas can be an act of kindness, an act of love from each and every one of us.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Thank you for that, Emmanuel. Okay, let's get into it. In the last 3 months, 6 months, maybe, we've been talking about the special seats bill. I just wanted to, and as at was it on Friday, Women Radio had a last minute appeal, to the government on the special seats bill. So when I saw this headline this morning, it piqued my interest and I read it. But what I really wanted to tackle is the first statement I saw. So this one is from the cable newspaper. It says, "Will the National Assembly pass reserved seats bill to break barriers for Nigerian women?" So I just wanted to quickly, touch on the first paragraph basically. You're married, you should be with your husband taking care of your children. Those were the words once directed at to Chikas Kumle, a two-time political aspirant in Plateau State, an executive director of the Women Development Monitoring Initiative. Her experience reflects the stereotypes and social punishment Nigerian women endure when they attempt to enter politics. Over the last 2 weeks, we've been talking about, the data that shows that Nigeria, we don't qualify at all when it comes to women representation in parliament, in government, wherever. We are less than 5%, which is poor, 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 abysmally poor, right? But Iman, I wanted to ask, because you're a man, and I know that at the same time you're he for she, but I wanted to get into your head. What are your thoughts on women getting into politics? Because when someone seems to, like, if someone says to me, "You're married, you should be with your children, you should be with your husband taking care of your children," that shows that there's still a lot of work to be done. Because why should that statement even come out of somebody's mouth when it comes to, women trying to break barriers and get into politics?
Well, for me, I think it's just an issue of mindset.
Mhm,
And your mindset determines how you see things. And a wise man once said, your mindset determines how far you go in life. So it's all about mindset. And
mhm,
when you look at people's mindset, you have to sometimes relate with them based on their own mindset, which can be good and which can be bad. And for every
mhm,
advocacy you are making, you have to first go the line of changing of people's mindset, which is
mhm,
something that is very, very important. You have to find a way to change people's mindset, because if you don't change their mindset, I'm not really, 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 really sure that they would actually buy your advocacy. You have to make them see.
mhm,
See, when you tell the hero story is not told from the place of weakness, but on a journey to
mhm,
actualization. So for
mhm,
me, I believe what we should be looking at now is how to tell the hero story, how to speak for ourselves, how to ensure that we know what we are doing as a nation. See, when it comes to this reserve seat bill for women and the controversies and everything surrounding it, I think until we have a change of mindset, and the change of mindset is in two ways. A change of mindset from the men towards the women and from the women towards the men. Life is not competition. Though people say life is competition. But they say, Ojo orun to ẹyẹ fò láì fara kanra. That is, the sky is enough for the birds to fly without touching each other. But one thing that makes the ecosystem unique for those that studied a little bit of biology is the fact that there is a recycling of everything Every animal, everything in the ecosystem has one use for the other, or the other for each other. But what we fail to realize is when God created man in the beginning, man was alone. See, the world is based on the creation and the plan of God. And
Mm-hmm.
for us to strike a balance in the society, we must follow the order at which the Creator created the universe for the
Mm-hmm.
universe to exist, because that's what brings balance to our
Mm-hmm.
society.
Mm-hmm.
Man was alone, but God did not say, let's give man housemaid or house help. He said, let's give man helpmates. Go and look at the meaning of helpmate and how it works. Let's give man helpmate. And when you have your helpmate, for you that you are married, you know that there are different things. Your husband has his own ability, his own strength. You have your own strength, but you guys complement each other, coming to your own weaknesses. What we're saying is the fact that democracy has thrived in Nigeria for 60 something years, but our democracy is still more like a baby democracy, where the dividends of democracy are not being felt. And one thing has been missing from that democracy, it is the involvement of women in that part. See, if people complain and talk about the fact that women must be at home taking care of their children, I laugh in Spanish because, see, we've had women who had done things that nobody dared do in the
Yeah.
society.
Speak on it, sir.
For those that understand and know a little bit of history, I don't want to talk about Fumilayo Ransom Kuti, what she was able to achieve. Tax was abolished. A whole lot of things was done in Egba land back then. And today we speak of her not as a villain in history, but as an hero when we talk
Yeah.
about
Mhm.
parts that has been taken, even parts that men fear to chat has been
Yeah.
taken by a woman. If people want me to replenish their mind, I'm not talking about, see, for everything, it makes me remember why they didn't get Super Story Classic, One Bad Apple. One bad apple shows that even if everything is good, there's always a bad apple. There's always a bad orange somewhere. I'm not talking about people who have seen the likes of Desiane Madueke do what they did with the commonwealth of the nation. But not if people talk about Desiane as a woman and saying that we gave a woman chance. I speak to them that they should look at the list of those who were charged with her. Are they not men? A whole lot of them. One person cannot steal the collective resources if he's not being aided. But when we talk about that, we still talk about women who still serve alongside her. Women like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who we've turned to the bright star of our nation anywhere she goes to.
Mm.
So we cannot say that women needs to remain in the other room, as a former president once said. When you keep women in the other room, it takes a voice away. That is why we say in society, a father cannot single-handedly train a child. There is the place of the mother. And then we also say a mother cannot single-handedly train a child. There is the
Yeah.
place of the father.
Yeah.
And then when you see children that are single-handedly trained by a father or a mother, you see a little bit of gap lacking in it. Though the man or the woman might try their possible best, but there's still a little bit of gap
Yeah.
within it, which doesn't reflect what might have happened. So what we're saying is that we've had this democracy. This democracy is something that we've had for years, but something is missing, and it's depriving us of progression.
Mm.
Because when you look at, see, people might not like Kemi in the UK, but when I watch their sitting and the way Kemi eats at the chancellor, which happens to be a woman, and the prime minister, Kai, which is a man, I laugh because I see how she talks, not from the way we see her talk in Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
but she talks having knowledge of how the family system and everything works, and brings that into politics. And then most times she flaws them she flaws them during the argument. We've seen women taking up position. I think the mentality that we have, some people might not agree with me this morning. but the mentality that we have, because I don't see women that are doing well and women that has character. Because see, when we talk about women, we have women that are doing well, women that do have character. They are very important for us as a nation to thrive. We need to stop seeing women, and women also needs to stop projecting the people who project women as a weaker vessel and this and that. Needs to stop. A woman should be able to rise above obstacle and be part of something serious.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we're saying. Let us try some of these women who are interested and see how it works. For election cycles, 16 years. If it doesn't work, we drop them, but they would know, history would tell that they had the opportunity and they didn't make good use of it.
Yeah.
That's why I say to any woman that is in position of power politically, that see, you are not representing yourself. The spotlight is on you. How you perform will determine how they will see women in your own society. How you represent will show how they would see them. How you speak. When you speak, do you speak with sense or you speak in the nonsense? So see, there is a lot of things that needs to be done. There has to be a paradigm shift in our society. And once we have that paradigm shift, change of mentality from both men and also change of mentality from women.
Yeah.
If what we're saying is, see, I don't want to go deep because I don't want to sound controversial this morning, but I have a whole lot to say in this aspect. But let me just push it to the reserve seats bill that we are talking about.
Yeah.
And speak for women representation. You know, I told you I went for this conference of speaker stuff, and then I sat down there, and the man stood up and said, "My name is Honorable blah 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 blah, Chair, House Committee on Women Affairs." And I had to put on my home training, call back my home training.
And be like, what
you get my home training, not to laugh.
Yeah.
Because what are you chairing, House Committee on Women Affairs? What are you chairing, sir? Do you know about menstrual health? Do you know about a whole lot of things? Mm-hmm. What in God's name are you chairing, Mr. Chair? And there's no woman in the house. For few of our women that has come up and went above all these things, I would say they've really done a whole lot by breaking the stereotypes and also giving a voice to women. But some who have stood on the line, not doing the right thing, I think they need to change their perspective. Mm-hmm. See, the realization of the special seats bill has to come from a whole lot of women supporting the bill. If women don't support the bill, then I ask, what is the essence of the bill?
What's the essence of it? Yes.
But I want to thank those who had carried it on their head to show that, oh, we are supporting. But they need to get those who are speaking ill of the bill to support the bill.
Yeah.
They need to look at people like the Minister for Women Affairs. Let her lead the charge. Get a commitment from her. They need to look at women in the house, get a commitment from them. It's not about camera, light, and action for them. And then they speak, and then there's no action from them. It's not about speaking. That's why I say most times, what you do matters a lot, not what you say. So it's not about them waking up, oh, I'm speaking, I support the reserve seat bill for women, and then you go behind to go and spoil the whole process. There has to be a careful examination as the House move to vote for this, because they have to before they go on recess. What is the essence of this? Do all women support this? Do women in power, do they support this? What has been their action? What has been, see, one thing you should know about politics is there's what we call lobbying in politics. How are they lobbying for this bill? Because you have to lobby. You can't just wake up. It is politics. It's everywhere. You have to lobby. So how are they doing these things? What exactly is happening? How is everything? So it's a whole lot. But I hope at the end of the day that we are going to have an equal society where women are not seen as a weaker vessel, but they are seen as helpmeet to help us achieve our goal and to create a balance in the ecosystem. Because without the unit is a man and a woman, and that is the balance that has been created. Everybody do have their role, but there's no competition between them the way God has created them.
Mm. Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. I was even going to speak on, the role of mentors, even with this, because when I was at Abuja, one of the things that one of the women was saying was that, you see, the men in politics have godfathers, right? They have people that can hold their hand, but we don't really see that so much with women. Like, who would be the woman's godfather? Would it be the is it a man that will be the godfather of the woman to be able to help? Because at the end of the day, we all need mentors. You need someone to help you open the door. You need someone to introduce you to somebody that can help you achieve your goals, or bring your business to light. But that is also something that is lacking with the women. What do you think is the cause of that? There's that one, then there's also the matter of finances, because the money that a woman has when she's trying to compete or trying to go for a particular seat, the men have it. So somebody had cited an example of how a woman was trying to, I can't remember what state it was, and she was trying to raise 300K. It was a local government seat. And she finally raised one of the godfathers came to meet her to say, if I give you the money, will you go? She said yes. Guess what he did? He paid for it, then still paid for paid for the remaining and gave it to men. So there's also that imbalance there. What would you say? So I just asked about mentorship and finances, because politics is money.
You're right. Politics is money. You need a whole lot. If you look at the budget for you to compete for ordinary House of Rep, just in your own constituency, it's a whole lot. And this is where we say you have to be there. See, you cannot just come from anywhere and want to take over. See, I have an issue, and I've said it before. When I go for political meetings, and then the governor or someone is speaking, and then I see women standing up singing Baba oh, Baba oh, Baba oh, and then they are singing, I'm like, do you know your life is more than this in politics?
Mm.
Can't you see people like Ngozi, people like don't let me mention it so that some people not get offended. But I feel sad seeing it. For what? You wear your anko as you be, and then you go there, you go and sing. And your stake in politics should be more than that. Look at political rallies and campaigns. 80% of those who are there are who? They are women. Election is coming. Go and take a random sampling of political rallies and campaign. Those who will pack themselves in the bus, those who will go there under the sun and in the rain when they are not youth corps members, who are they? They are women. 80% of them. And yet, when it comes to a seat at the table, they don't remember them.
Mm.
Perspective, their thinking, their mentality must change. That's why I say some people will not be happy with what I'm saying, but we have to say the truth so that we can have more women at the table. We want to have more women at the table. And one of the issues is those women at the top must lobby for us to have more women at the table, not just with camera, light, and action. And they say, okay. But they must ensure the lobby. They must meet the right people at the National Assembly to speak to them.
Okay.
Not that they will just do camera light action, then news headline, they are gone, they are not doing anything again. And behind, they are the ones spoiling it. No. They must lobby. They've gotten some men to support their cause. A man initiated this bill for them. They must lobby for it. So when I said the issue of cash, see, for me to pick 300 million naira or 500 and invest in you, you are telling me you are going for, let's say, local government chairman, and I want to invest in you. I must see the potential for a return of investment. Return of investment is not that you are giving me the cash. Return of investment means my base will become a stronghold, and then I would not have to struggle for that particular local government in the long run. Maybe I want to contest for governor or senator. But when I put 100 million, 200 million in you and I can't see the effect, you don't even control the base. You're just doing camera, light, and action up and down. That's why I said women must also change the perspective of how they are seen in politics. Women in business are already changing that. Some women in politics are already changing that. But it has to start also from the grassroots level. They must see themselves not as a tool that can be used by politicians, but as a tool that can sit at the table and demand accountability, demand good governance. When they start seeing them as that, then the battle we've been fighting for the reserve seats bill, if we have to fight it in the next 2-3 years, will be made easier for us. So for the issue of finance, you must definitely have your own life, have something you are doing, have a base, have something you can fall to. Not that you had no career, you just be moving within political circle. No, you must have a career, you must have something. See, when value is seen, value is appreciated. And when value is appreciated, value is given a place. So if they can place value on themselves and it is seen, it will be appreciated and it will be given a place. Ask those women who are in position of power now, they will tell you value was seen.
All right. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Right now, the phone lines are open: 07000 917 917, 09155 917 917. Our toll free line, 0800 1235 917. Those are the numbers to call. You can text or WhatsApp us on 08155 917 917 or 0703 1756 537. All right, let's get into the second headline for this morning. I'm just going to ask you straight up. Before that, Emmanuel, let's take some messages. I can see some messages coming in. The response to security in Nigeria has always been more boots on the ground or more recruitment, which cannot solve the current security. Oh, hello, good morning. Good morning, Evangelist Dixon. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning, Evangelist Emmanuel. You are going more spiritual, and I love that. I'm beginning to love you.
Wait, Evangelist Dixon, before you go ahead, how was your daughter's wedding?
I'm thinking Evangelist Emmanuel. I love that. I've been listening to you. I got to give you more wisdom, more knowledge, and more understanding.
Amen.
Yes, I don't want to go on repeating what you have just said. But when the area I need to share light is when Bible that says women are the weaker vessel. There are some work you must not allow women to do. There are some hard job. You understand what I'm telling you? That you consider it. And anytime you go out with your wife, as a good husband, maybe you want to enter a bus, you allow your wife to enter, but make sure that she is safe. Even sometimes when you are going out, you even open the door of the car for her to enter. Make sure that she is safe. Because there are certain things that mine, like when you go to some boxing, there are some other things, you understand me. So not that so it's guys that made it, not me.
Hello, Evangelist Dixon. We cannot hear you any longer. Please do well to call us back when you're able to. Thank you. Okay, the text I was reading, what we need is more intelligence and security cyber tools. If the USA can accurately pinpoint Osama bin Laden to a particular house in Pakistan via intelligence, Nigeria can definitely solve the insecurity issue when we are really serious. It also helps when we elect leaders that are in tune with global security best practices. Thank you, Olusoka Ajayi from Odonlai Korodu, for your message. Next up, we have beautiful morning to you all in the studio. The first day in the office, and Tinubu declared that subsidy is gone, and that his name is supposed to be in the Guinness Book of Records, but we all laughed over it, not knowing that Tinubu meant what he was saying. Can anyone tell me why Tinubu's name should not be in the Book of Records in the Guinness Book of Records in a negative way? Under Tinubu, Nigerians are starving to death, killings here and there. People cannot pay for their rent, their light bills. The eyes of the world is in Nigeria in a negative way. We are turning to a one-party country. National Assembly and NBA are singing on your mandate, we shall stand. The religious leaders are now politicians on Tinubu, and so many other negative things, like some rulers are being accused of sponsoring bandits, which is true. So Tinubu's name will be in the Guinness Book of Records, but in a negative way. Nigerians are now beggars in their own country. Just 2 years in Tinubu's government. It's quite unfortunate for him. Thank you so much, Mayor, for your message. Next up, we have Hayford Osage says, "Beautiful morning, Women Radio. I guess that's one of your analysts talking about Christmas. Well, I thank God too, but the atmosphere is not the same way it used to be. The atmosphere has changed. I don't know if you two observed it. Everywhere just dry, like same, nothing they happen." He also says the aim of most of our political leaders here is seats of power. Welcome back, Evangelist Dixon.
Yes, that's Evangelist. So, Evangelist Emmanuel, you have said a lot. Like Christmas is all about love. That somebody lay down his life. And Christ, we should go and lay down our life. We should not think about ourselves alone. Share what we have with others. Make others happy. Touch life. That's what Christianity is all about. It's all about it. And you have spoken a lot about it. And I really love. So as you think of Christmas, let's help others. 1,000 is not Christmas. You know, some people wake up this one, they don't have one. And that love is not during Christmas alone. So, greatest commandment is love. Say, love God with all your heart and love your neighbor. And if you love your neighbor, love does not go without feeding or without caring. For now, we are just being selfish. Women in politics, as I said, they should balance things up. Women have a role to play in the house. Without a woman in the house will not. The house is scattered. I didn't ask them not to be in a politics, but they should balance things up. Like a person like me, I was working in Ireland. I never allowed my wife to work in Ireland. If both of us can leave home, leave the children with you, house girl, house boy, the children end up becoming wayward. You will only go. Sometimes when you allow the men to go, you will go out there and after working, she have to come back home and do certain things. It will be too much on her. So as long as they should be in the politics, they should balance it up. You should take care of us so we can bring up good children who will be able to take over from us. That's what they are saying. So that's why I'm supporting the women. And when the woman is not there, it's not balanced. Because it's not good for a man to deal. And you give him a help me. Help me. And if you might treat that woman anyhow, you are going to face the consequence. It's going to hinder your prayer. Your happiness, the man is the head, but the happiness is based on your progress, success is based on the woman's happiness. So when you might treat the woman, it's going to hinder your prayer. And that's what always makes your wife happy. Bible is complete. That's life, man. If we can study it and follow it, the world will not be working. Many people that say God called them, God never called them. And that is the lay more emphasis of his suicide and salvation message. And that's why I will. But I always encourage everybody, go back Bible, life manual. You know, manual is very, very important. Study it and follow it. When you know it, no pastor will be able to do, nobody will be able to do so. You'll be able to ask questions. Respect your pastor, but don't see them as God. The good news, after preaching to you, you go back and find out whether those things they are teaching you is truth or not. Because God will not listen to any excuse from anybody. And I told me I have Bible, I have Quran. Quran will always refer you to the Bible. Quran chapter 10 verse 94. If anything you don't understand that Quran, you should go to the Bible. The Bible had been before Quran. Whosoever does not believe the word of the Bible is a non-believer. So if only we can unite together, see ourselves as one, not saying ourselves Muslim, Christian, Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, unite together to be able to fight our common. Nigeria will be great again. This security and economic illicit. Let us all do our work. When we do our work before, then we pray. You see, God, this Nigeria is going somewhere. God bless you. God bless you. I'm taking your time. Thank you, man. Go ahead.
Evangelist Dixon, how was your daughter's wedding? You didn't answer me. Oh. We want to know how it went. Go back. I was saying, Hayford Osage, he says the aim of most of our leaders heading for public position or seats of power is to embezzle public funds, not to improve Nigeria's economy. Thank you, Hayford, for your message. Hi, Prince. He says, good morning, Nigerians.
Hello. You said I should call back, and that's why I'm calling back.
Because I wanted to ask how your daughter's wedding was.
Yes, it was successful. You know, Bible is complete. Seek for the kingdom of God and righteousness. All of that things are there. That morning, I went out for evangelism, for morning cry. That same morning that my daughter wanted to wed. And after working for God, Then God took care of everything. It was successful. Why God give us everything in a nice sense. This God is too much. You need to know your God and hold on to Him. Without doing the wrong thing and pray. Thank you once again.
Right.
God bless you. God bless you.
Congratulations to your family once again. All right. Princess Dangote to sell fuel at 740 Naira per Tuesday. Please, how much was I buying the same fuel 4 years ago? For me, Tinubu giving his personal guard brigadier general, what does that mean in the military world? Mr. Emmanuel, please help me advise those Nigerian soldiers going on social media to speak nonsense about the diplomatic issues with Burkina Faso to stop before they worsen the situation. Those guys might not look like kids, but I bet they are waiting for any mistake from Nigeria. Mrs. Oboli, please help me. Mrs. Oboli, please has called your name. Your president can enter a tax agreement with France, but refuse to invite. No, Prince, come up green. Hey, but Sage is saying, bro, are you trying to belittle men? I don't get the point you're trying to raise. I'm not sure what this comment was about. Prince is also wishing you all the best. He says, congratulations to my dear Obi Ezekwesili for her lifetime award on leadership. I celebrate a great mind among her equals. Hayford comes back to say, no doubt that women are really trying in the world as a whole. That's why God says they are helpmates, but they can't take the role of men completely. That we should know, which is clear. I'm going to allow Emmanuel to deal with that. Okay, Emmanuel, my question to you now is, are we moving to a one-party state? That's the question. Like, I don't, this article is from This Day newspaper, but this is a conversation we've been having because we keep on seeing elections. Everybody seems to be moving to APC. Are we moving to a one-party state? What exactly is it? A case of, oh, maybe APC has better structure, blah 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 blah? Are we moving to? Yes, go ahead. You are ready.
No. Basically, I laugh when I see the question and I ask, have you not been operating a one-party state before? All these politicians in APC and PDP, where were they? Have you seen any loyal politician in a single party? Those who have been there since 1999 in PDP, are some of them not working with APC now? Tell me the trajectory of an average Nigerian politician and tell me the ideology. When you have a political system that lacks basic ideology, you are basically operating a one-party system of government. It's just that they are different because if I'm not eating, I have to chase you out to eat. So what we are doing is just chasing out to eat. I want to chop. Yeah, leave. You are not giving me to chop. Those in ADC now, where were they 4 years ago? Where were they 3 years ago? Most of them. Do you want me to give you names? El-Rufai governor, 8 years under APC. El-Rufai minister under PDP. Abubakar Malami, where? APC. Anthony General, that's the most powerful minister in the cabinet. So you want me to start giving you names? These are just a bunch of disgruntled individuals who are not in tune with the table yet. Once you give them a seat at the table, you see them keep quiet. Where is Fubara today? Where is Kefas today? Where is Caleb of Plateau State today? Are we not operating? Do they not see? They not shake? And then you are telling me, how has Atiku moved since 1999 up to now? How many political parties? Has Atiku not been with this group before? Where is their loyalty? No ideology. So when ADC wakes up and tell me we are moving into a one-party system of government, I ask, Bolaji Abdullahi, where were you? Were you not part of those who left PDP then with Saraki to go to APC and move Jonathan out? And then Saraki got speaker, and you were rewarded with it was a former minister, a former commissioner for education in Kwara State, a former minister. So what is the one-party system you're talking about? Nigerian politicians are people who lack basic ideology and they just sit down because their interest is not aligned at this particular time. It's not in Senate climes where you see people who are in opposition for 50 years of their life, hoping and waiting that they take governments. Conservatives are there, Labour are there, Labours are there. Now conservatives are trying to chase them out. Nobody is crisscrossing from one political party to another. What we are seeing in Nigeria is just a string of defections. Ideology. Party system is rooted on ideology. And these people don't have an ideology. Ideology is belleful. So when you see them crisscrossing, tell me a politician in Nigeria who is relevant to them and has stayed in a political party since we returned to democracy in 1999. Just one political party, and it's still relevant, minus the ex-presidents. So this is what you see. No mockery. Said yesterday that, oh, Tinubu is this, Tinubu is that, Tinubu is this, Tinubu is that. They've given ambassadorial role now. Baba is quiet. Those are the people you think they are pushing into multi-party system. There's no multi-party system anywhere in Nigeria. You only have it on paper. All of them are the same, fighting for the same thing, a seat at the table. And then if our interests can align with seats, there's no ideology that this is how we want this at the table. This is how we emphasize the economy working.
We have a call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? How old are you? That's like a baby. Hello. Good morning. I can hear an adult's voice and a child's voice. Mommy, is it you that wants to talk to us, or is it your baby that wants to talk to us?
All right.
Please.
I think so. Basically, what we see is not really a multi-party system of government in the real essence. What we see are just people who wake up and crisscross. Don't even forget that if ADC wins election 2027, all these governors, all these people now, they will move. That is the way it works. So we should not deceive ourselves that the state is seeking. It's just words of mouth telling me that the state is seeking to a one-party system of government. Where were they in 2023? Where were they in 2024? When did ADC start? When did they come together? And some of them not been in APC before. Some of them have they not been in ACN. Some of them have they not been in PDP. People in the last 25 years have been in 4 or 5 political parties and are telling me we are striking into a one political party system of government. They should not even be coming up with this topic because they are prosecuting some of them. So if you steal the government money, I don't care. Some people say EFCC is what is it called? EFCC is a political tool. Every successive government, we know what they've done with EFCC to prosecute, and we know how they prosecute. So let's just leave it that way. And then if you steal public funds, let it go and drop some of it that you stole it. They are saying, oh, they called some people. They did not call some people. We know how it works, Yare. We know. They don't have enough evidence to call those people. When they have enough, they will call them. We know what they will tell us. So let's just, no state is seeking to a one-party system of government. We've always been a one-party system of government in ideology, but on paper, we run different things based on our interests. That's why we have all the name of political parties that you can find in this world, but with no real intent. Election, first time in history that we had third-party system, thanks to Obi that came on board. Before, it's only 2 parties that goes into election. All the others, I don't want to mention political party name, all the others, the one that has the presidential candidate as the political party chairman, all of them will be having 10,000 votes, 15,000 votes. So are we really serious about our party system? And we are saying one party. So see, I don't want to go into those kind of topics because it pisses me off saying one party. Say they can't be whining. Let me use sweet language. Say they want to whine us.
They whining me.
They don't be the whine us now. Listen, we are saying don't be the whine us. We know how this thing works. Some of them we could cross today and go to APC. Give it. Let them dangle as of rep seat to some of them in ADC today, or the remaining ones trying to salvage PDP today. Let them dangle as of rep. Maybe they've played Wike Wayo now. Fubara is now the number 1 APC. You cannot remove Fubara again.
And then he says to Wike, well done. I was so proud of you. I said, what is going on?
So Fubara played ahead of Wike now. Wike is there. So see how these people, just leave all these people, Jare. When you see leaders that have your interest at heart, you will know them. But not all these ones.
Oh, hilarious. Oh, dear God. Anyway, we have come to the end of the full breakfast show this morning. I think today was just more of reflection on the full breakfast show this morning. And we're hoping that, as you listen, you're able to tap into it because, sometimes we get used to complaining about things. Sometimes we're just going with it, but we're not sitting down to actually ask questions as to why this is what this is. And that's what Emmanuel has so graciously done for us today, starting with the first headline and the second one that we just ended today. With that being said, we have come to the end of the full breakfast show. this morning. We've come to the end of the newspaper review segment. Many thanks to our parliamentarians and newspaper family for calling, for sending in text messages this morning. We truly, truly appreciate and value. Emmanuel, it's always a pleasure to have you on the phone, on the newspaper review segment.
I think an evangelist this morning, as you said.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, I was like, Emmanuel, what's going on with you? But okay.
I came down from the seventh heaven.
You came from the seventh heaven. Please continue. We would love to see more. With that being said, enjoy the rest of your day. 9 o'clock is the news. 9:05 is her land. 10 o'clock is Radio Doctor. We still have amazing programs for you. Great music. Christmas music set to set the tone for Christmas for you. With that being said, do have a lovely day. Emmanuel, thank you once again for coming on the show. Many thanks to Miriam in the studio for producing me today. Truly, truly appreciate you. Do not go anywhere. 9 o'clock is the news and 9:05 is her lens. Bye for now. My name is Fumi Bambara.